watching as things were going on. Let's see if I get my clicker right. Should have practiced my clicker. There we go. I was watching as Eric was going through those 10, and I'm just going to apologize. It's hard to get it down when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wanted to start today with just a statement that I've been thinking about. You guys are part of a 28 million person group. These small business owners make our economy work. And I wanted to congratulate every one of you for taking that risk to employ people and to help not just your personal economy, but the economy of other people. I think it's so incredibly important. See, I believe that every product, service, and talent represented here today is being sold, delivered, and it's being performed by your competition. This is a competitive game we are playing. I've been a small business owner for 35 years. Yep, I'm 53. So I've been in small business forever. I love what our small businesses do for this world. I love what it does for me as a small business owner. But one of the things that I really enjoy is that I've had the extreme privilege to work with people and their finances. So today I want to help you in your finances. I want to give you a mental picture. So when we talk about the things that we can help you with, I have made millions of dollars personally helping people make millions of dollars. I am so proud to be able to say that it wasn't about just what I was able to do, but the hundreds of clients that I have helped now have 8 digits of tax-sheltered, accessible wealth that they can use in their business. 8 digits. That's an accomplishment that I want to say, if that's something that would interest you as a business owner, how do you get your digits? And is that important for anybody in here? Is it? Would you like to have some tax-sheltered, accessible money that you can make work for you in your business? All right. So I want to give you a picture. By the way, everybody was given a sheet that looks something like this. It's got a big tank on the left. It's got a tube on the bottom. I want you to get that in front of you, because one of the things as a wealth strategist that we are needing to do, we need to ask some tough questions of the people that we serve. A question that many people need to ask themselves is, when you see this picture, what is it that you see? So start from the left and look at it. You see a great big tank that says lifetime capital potential. You see on the top of that tank something called what? You have income. That income flows through, and it flows through that big bottom tube, doesn't it? That big bottom tube hits what first? A tax filter. Do you see the tax filter there? Right, they get theirs first. And then it goes into a regulator, and then it flows out in all the things of life. That regulator dictates how much goes up into those top 2 tanks. Because do you see what that tube that goes between those 2 tanks is called? Do you see that?
Future lifestyle.
It's a future lifestyle. So this picture is supposed to get you thinking, what do you see when you see it in regards to how you are doing? You have this big potential on the left. You have your monthly cash flow going through. You've got a tube that you have to pump money up into your savings and investment tanks over time, and you've got mortgages and you've got other things going on in your life, right? So my question is not just what do you see, but think of it in your perspective, what do you not see? How are your tanks? Are you tankful? Some of you are tankless. You need to be more tankful. Right? The tanks need to be full. So as we start out this picture, it doesn't start with all this. It starts with this little non-complex picture. Why? Let me give you the quick story. You're 25 years old. You get out of college. Yeah, you get your first job. You're a guy. And what do you do with your first job? What do? You buy a car. Why do you buy a car? Because it's a chick magnet. Because you know you got to get married soon. Right? You're not going to get that car. So all your money was into a car, and it flows right out that bottom tube, right? It flows right out the tube. But sometime your parents got you and said, hey, you really ought to be saving some of that money, bud. So what you do? You start saving some money. Now, if you look at that number, you're going to see that on your picture it shows 20% flowing up into those tanks. You got 20% going into these tanks of investments and savings. 80% of what you have is going out that fund door, that pipe. But then that car, that chick magnet worked. And you attracted the right girl, and you married her, and then you found out that girl that you married, she actually likes to live indoors. And with her desire to live indoors, you're actually going to have to get yourself a mortgage. And guess what? The savings that you used to save at 20% is now only 10. And then you have some of these little babies. And then some of you are only able to save 5% of all the money coming through your tube. Is this relating to anybody in this room? Guys, this is how life works. There are a lot of pressures that are going on with our financial situation. But this next picture that I've pulled up here, what disappeared? What disappeared? Your lifetime capital potential someday is likely to not be there anymore. See, we're all getting closer to the time that you need to have your 2 tanks full so that you can have your future lifestyle keep up to what your current lifestyle is today. My question for you, what is it in your financial model that you do not see? It's time to make some serious changes about what's going on. So let me roll through quickly. There's 3 types of money. There's accumulated money, lifestyle money, and transferred money. My question for you is, who's winning the war in your personal economic model today? Is your current lifestyle winning, or is your future lifestyle winning? Anybody want to answer that?
Oh, Mike.
Oh, yeah, right.
Lifestyle money.
Yeah, lifestyle money's got him, right? Okay, what's accumulated money? Accumulated money is all the money that the financial industry is interested in. If you're saving 5% of your money, they're interested in how much do you have, how's it getting there, where is it, oh, we can do better. That's what the financial industry is interested in, and it's only a small portion of the money you actually have flowing through the picture that I showed you here. It's a small portion of the money you have, right? So your money's going to lifestyle and it's going to wealth transfers, quickly. 5 major wealth transfers. 1, mortgages, taxes, qualified plans, college planning, major capital purchases. These are wealth transfers. These are where you're taking your hard-earned money and you're transferring it to other people and services and companies. Major capital purchases, that is anything that you cannot 100% pay for with your monthly cash flow. That is a major capital purchase. So I'm going to add the 6th one because this is probably the biggest transfer that I've seen happening in people's lives. Failing to plan your exit. Guys, there's no U-Hauls behind hearse. You know that, right? And it's a tragedy that people work their whole life to accumulate wealth. They finally get to that place at retirement where they think they're going to enjoy it. A health event happens. The medical industry gets their piece. They pass away. The lawyers come in. The tax man comes in. And by the time it all gets divided out, nothing went to the family. That is wrong planning. But these wealth transfers need to be fixed. It's not just about the 5 wealth transfers, but it's about these 5 core financial elements. Every one of you has this in your economic model, and it's why it's so difficult for you to get ahead. These 5 core, I'd like you to write them down. I'd like you to know them. They're not on your note, but just put it on the tank somewhere. It's number 1, risk, taxes, regulation, inflation, and depreciation of the dollar. Those 5 core elements are what people should be talking when they're talking to a financial advisor. These are the things that are going to impact your financial future. If you don't know the difference between inflation and depreciation, inflation is, think of this in healthcare. Think 10 years ago what you spent on healthcare. Think about what you're spending today, and can you imagine how much it's going to cost 10 years from now? Your dollar is buying less and less and less. That's inflation. Depreciation is, do you ever buy an asset and it's not worth what it is 5 years down the road? These core elements, risk, taxes, regulation, inflation, and depreciation are affecting every one of us hugely. There's 4 questions that everybody needs to ask. By the way, these are on your notes on the back of the tanks. Flip them over. I'm not going to read them in total. But these 4 questions, every single one of you need to read to understand, do you know this? Most everybody in this room has worked with a financial advisor. You've worked with somebody that's helped you with your finances. And I have met with hundreds of people that do not know the answers to these questions. What's the rate of return that you're going to need to earn on your current savings and the money that you're putting away in order for you to have your money grow large enough so that it will last for your life expectancy? What's the rate of return? That's number 1. Number 2, how much money do you have to put away with the same end? Number 3, how long do you have to do this? And number 4 is, if you don't change a single thing from what you're doing today, think about this. I'm talking to you. If you don't change anything, how much less are you going to have to live on to make your money last to your life expectancy? Those 4 questions we can answer for somebody in 10 minutes if you'll sit down with us. Pretty important things. So what do you see in your financial future? If we have the wrong discussions, we may never find the right solutions, guys. If we're having the wrong solutions or the wrong discussions. The financial services industry, unfortunately, has focused so much on product. Financial products by themselves, you can't buy yourself into rich. You can't buy enough of the industry's products to become wealthy. You need to learn how to use financial products, and you need to learn how to use them within your businesses. And if you'll learn how to use them within your businesses and keep them liquid, usable, and control, and you have the knowledge, by the way, that's the acronym I use all the time. Liquid, usable, control, and you have the knowledge. What's that say? Luck. You need good luck in your finances. All right? Moving on. So this little piece about why are you here and why are you doing what you're doing, we believe that responsible people are doing the very best they can with what they know. I believe that. I believe every one of you did not get up this morning and say, God, Dan, I can't wait to goof up my finances today. I can't wait to mess it up some more. See, everybody in this room is doing the very best you can with what you have. And if you thought what you were doing in your financial future, if what you thought to be true within your finances turned out not to be true, when would you want to learn? If what you thought to be true with what you're doing in your financial plan turned out not to be true, when would you want to know it? Remember that participation thing? When would you want to know it?
Right now.
Now. Awesome. So Wise Freedom Strategy Group here, our mission is to educate and inspire the willing with financial truths to enrich their lives and the generations to follow them. That's our mission. We don't want this just to be about you, because it's not. The stacks you build up, you aren't going to take it with you. If we don't teach your children about the principles of finance, they're never going to be successful financially, and that causes so many pains, and we need to fix that. We have a process that teaches you how to make better choices. That process is called the Freedom Strategy Solution. It's a 6-step process that we have developed. We've worked with hundreds of business owners to help them have clarity of what they need to do. Within that system, guys, we have a system called the Freedom Reserve System. It's something that I created about 7 years ago to teach people that you're either going to use a bank or you're going to learn to be the bank. As business owners, you need to learn to be the bank, and you need to be an honest banker. You need to be an honest banker, that you're actually doing what you need to do to have principles that get you ahead in life. So, our offer and your benefit. This is my close. I have 2 minutes left. All right? I didn't know how to come to this. I was going to begin by saying this. Look, guys, I'm here to try to give some money away. And the reality, I was talking to Darren in the back, and I said, one of our biggest problems, it's the nicest problem in the world, is we have a lack of capacity at Freedom Strategy Group. We're looking to grow our wealth strategists so that we can help more people. The reality is that we can't take every client that wants to come in. We had 7 clients referred to us last week, and we can't get to everybody. But I still want to help everybody. So if you were able to write down all of the yeses and nos, if you had 3 to 6 places that you said yes to when Eric said, where do you save money? Where do you save and invest money? If you have 3 to 6 of those, we'd like to invite anybody that's willing or wanting to come with your spouse to a date and a wealth builder group night. The answers were BB, BBB, and AA, AAA. All right? So the first 5 B's and the last 5 A's. If you did not get all of them right, there are things you need to learn. If you didn't get any of them right, there are things that you need to learn. And anywhere in between. And I know that we can help you. But we'd like to do that. If you'll bring your spouse or business partner, we're going to give you a $50 gift certificate so you can go on a date. Now, if you're not married to your business partner, that might be weird. But we're going to give a $50 gift certificate for anybody that comes with their spouse. We do not work with individuals of a marriage. Please understand, we want to help families. So if you're married, you got to bring your spouse to get the gift certificate. If you got a business partner, you come together, we'll give you a gift certificate. All right? Fair? If you answered yes to 7 to 10 of the places that you're putting money as a business owner, if you said yes to 7 to the 10, you have a lot going on. There's a lot of complexity, and we want to have a 2-on-2 meeting with you, a private meeting where we can sit with you for 90 minutes, learn what you're doing so that we can help you not only answer the 4 questions that we rattled off. Again, 4 questions: rate of return, how much, right? How long, and how little do we have to live on, right? We want to do that for you. And then we're going to also make a $100 deposit into your new Freedom Creation System. We will make the first $100 deposit to show you how to start your own bank. All right? Guys, that's it for me. I wanted to just close with this one thing. I opened with, you're part of a 28 million person group. You have a huge responsibility, not just to your employees, but you have a huge responsibility to your families. I've recently worked with a business owner who they have worked so hard to help their employees. They pay their employees well, they pay everybody, and guess who they pay last? That needs to stop. By the way, the answer was they're paying themselves last. I need you to take responsibility. Your employees will not be here if you don't take care of yourselves financially. You need to get it right. We want to help. Thank you so much.